Welcome back, everyone. I'm Ryan, or Splash, whatever you want to call me. We're back with the Sports Desk, episode 23. You got that GOAT, LeBron James.
Even though he switched to 6.
Yeah, that's true. But hey, LeBron is always going to be 23 in my heart. I got a LeBron James 23 jersey. I think it's out there. Also, we have MJ, who, as far as most other people are concerned, either MJ or LeBron's to go, and for the vast majority of their careers, they both wore 23. Of course, Michael did wear 45 for a little bit with the Bulls, and he wore 12 for like a half. And
did
LeBron,
he wear 45 in Space Jam, or is that? Am I misremembering?
He wore 45 when he came back in the 95 season. Like when he dropped 55 on the Knicks in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
He was wearing 45. When he got stripped by Nick Anderson in the second round of the playoffs in 95, he was wearing 45. But of course, the iconic 23. So, speaking of GOATs, that was actually a really good segue. I didn't intend to do that. We got some GOATs here. Madden 22 cover, the MVP edition. We got the actual GOAT, Tom Brady, on the left. And we have the quote-unquote baby GOAT
the
on the
baby
right,
GOAT.
Patrick Mahomes. This was, I don't have the clip, but the trailer was like a barn, like this big brown barn, right? And you open the door and it's just two goats just sitting there. It's like, this is going to be Mahomes and Brady. That's the easiest pick of all time. Because I don't think Rodgers is universally loved enough to be considered a GOAT. But hey, it happens. It happens. What are your thoughts on the cover, Jack?
I was on timeout last night and I shared my thoughts on the cover. And it's pretty lazy. But to be fair, this is the MVP edition. And when your boy Lamar was on the cover of 21,
Lamb with the blam, baby.
It was pretty bland too. It was
yes, it was.
It was like a black and white image of Lamar on the MVP edition or whatever the main
it's like spinning the ball up in the air, something like that.
Something like that. I don't know. Bottom line, the special edition covers tend to be a lot worse than the standard edition ones.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty sure the standard edition should still be a banger of a cover.
Yeah, that'd be nice. So, of course, this is the tweet from Patrick Mahomes. I don't know what this is.
I don't know what that is either. Is that another cover? Would that actually be?
I hope not.
Oh, boy. I have not seen this. Oh, boy.
What? What is this?
Oh, boy.
Are you just, like, getting headshots of, like...
Just headshots of these guys and calling them... What is that? Wait.
Okay, not gonna lie. The Mahomes one goes hard. The Brady one is really stupid. The Mahomes one up top with the just like arms stretched, that one goes hard.
That one looks pretty cool. Yeah,
that one goes hard.
Dynasty edition. That looks like a PC CD case cover or something. It's hard with like a square on
this
Twitter.
One is, if you guys can see my cursor, this one's dumb. Like Brady, I get it. You're the GOAT, but like, come on, he's just like so smug. He's just like
the mixtape they're dropping.
It's like awesome. What? And then, like, going back to this one, is it like this? Is this supposed to be like a mean mug?
It looks like it. It looks like one of those. It would just be that sort of thing.
This one is like kind of cool. You do have the mean mug, so it looks a little stupid. I don't know. Ooh, Brady! I didn't know Brady was the full 4-star captain. This Mahomes isn't a captain. Okay, whatever.
I guess that's just like long term. It goes by length, so you get the full. It's like 4 gold stars, and then the C turns gold.
Gotcha. I didn't know if it transferred between teams. Gotcha.
I think it does apparently. In just a second here, I can actually.
That's the mixtape they're dropping. I love it, Austin. Hey, Austin, if you want to hop on the show,
or if anybody wants to hop on the show,
yeah, I can send you the link. Just drop a YouTube message, and I will.
We can actually react to the reveal trailer too. I think that's something we can do.
Throw it up.
So let me throw that up, and then hopefully the audio works.
I'll stop my screen share. Bring that down.
So this is we can go back through this and dissect this further. I'm just gonna let it play though. This song that they have playing is actually a bit more of a banger than I realized when I listened to the whole thing. There's Rich Eisen.
Kyle Pitts.
Jalen Ramsey.
Is now wearing what, 5, right?
Yes, he's now wearing 5. I like this. It's a nice little pregame thing. They got the flags going. They got the flyover. There's Trevor Lawrence.
Looks cool.
Zach
but
Wilson.
There's no gameplay. Remember, there's no gameplay.
This is sort of gameplay.
I guess you're right.
It's just slowed down and a bunch of cinematic effects after that.
Oh, this was when Dalvin Cook ran against 10 Lions, which is still the dumbest thing I saw all season. Momentum happens. Okay.
In comes the most unrealistic portion of this, which is Matt Stafford getting kicked by Okuda. That's never going to happen.
Is that even Okuda?
Yeah, that's Okuda. That's what they said. That's never going to happen. Decision making. This is something new, by the way. I'll get to this in a moment. This all looks like new franchise mode stuff. A lot of commentary here from
Brandon Gaudin. I actually met him.
I've said before that if Brandon Gaudin commentated in real life, or commentated in Madden the same way he does in real life, the game's commentary would be 10 times better. Because in real life, his voice just gets so high. Yeah. But in this game, it just sounds so monotone. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, like the "Are you kidding me?" That was the dumbest "Are you kidding me?" ever. And I understand, like, he talked to us about, like, how they have to sit there and say, it's 3rd and 5.
So
pause. It's 3rd and 6. Pause. And they have to do this hundreds and hundreds of times with, like, all sorts of teams. And it's, like, really choppy. So, like, I understand, but sometimes I feel you got to make it a little bit more realistic, man.
So fingers crossed we don't get we don't get demonetized for showing that trailer, but we're gonna look at this little snip here. This is something from franchise mode. What I'm looking at here, I see offensive game plans that you can set mid-game. I'm seeing staff management, individual coaches and stuff. I'm seeing like a press conference sort of cinematic too.
Offensive fatigue. Okay, so you can't just run the same play over and over again.
That's exactly. Smart. I like that. Offensive scheme, talent trees. There's another little snip here that's coming. Oh, I went too far. Sorry.
So, Jack, when you play Madden, what modes do you normally play? Are you a franchise guy, a MUT guy?
I'm a huge I'm going to say this right now. I'm not a MUT guy. I'm not an Ultimate Team guy in any of the EA games. The constant microtransactions and stuff like that just turn me off to it.
That's fair. Like, I have no interest in spending $100 when I bought a $100 game.
Exactly. Like, the game is already expensive as hell unless you buy it like late on Amazon or something for digital, and then it's really cheap. But it's
then you're not playing it during the season, and
you're missing out on such a huge chunk of it. Like, it's ridiculous. What else do we have here? Gameplay focus.
We got Rojo. Ronald Jones. Hey, Williams. He's up in the top.
There's your boy. Defensive game plan.
That's funny.
So there's mid-game game planning and stuff like that. This looks like a little connected franchise snippet right here. So, like,
honestly, like, I like this. This is cool, and of course, the game's not going to drop until what, mid-August?
Yeah, mid-August, something like that.
So you're gonna. It's a work in progress still. I understand that, EA. I get it. Developing and making a game every year is hard. Shout out to Justin. Developing a game is really hard. I don't envy the amount of work you have to do. I much prefer producing shows. I much prefer writing articles. I much prefer getting 2 views on my Jacob deGrom article.
I enjoy writing. Writing's fun.
I love me some writing.
But I mean, at the end of the day, though, what are we looking at here? We're looking at just another Madden. Like, it's the same gameplay, it looks like. Yeah. But I've had a day to sit on my thoughts about all this, and it's like, what should be added to Madden to make it better? Because, like, it's a sports game. It's not like and
it can't be as in depth as you want it to be, because, like, say, college football, college basketball, those can be so incredibly in depth because you have, even if you're just talking FBS, you have 130 teams. Even if you're doing just Division I college basketball, you have 350 teams. And with the NFL, you can play for a month. If you played with every team for a day, right? It would take you a month and a day, and you've already exhausted every team in the game. And you've already played every other team probably a dozen times. But if you're playing other games, say college football, say college basketball, say FIFA,
college football, by the way, is coming back in 2022. EA is bringing that back.
So excited for that.
That's hype as hell.
Yeah.
Anyway,
actually, when Zach starts doing his college football show, we're gonna have to have some banger giveaways there.
Nick's here.
If you're playing FIFA, for example, right? You have hundreds of teams to choose from. You have 100 teams in England to choose from. Actually, I don't think
alone. Not in England.
92 teams in England to choose from.
And that's just England. Like I've played FIFA before. The amount of teams that you can select is it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
team. The
it's replayability crazy. Of these other games is off the charts. And with Madden and with NBA 2K to a lesser extent, NHL, although I haven't played as much NHL as the other games, and with MLB The Show to a lesser degree because you have all the minor league stuff. The Madden game, it's fundamentally harder for EA to like squeeze out of a Madden game. The only issue is, hey, guess what? Your marketable stars, Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, Lamar Jackson, Aaron Rodgers, are, I mean, I don't want to say like top 10 famous people in the world, but if you're making a list of most famous Americans, Tom Brady is probably somewhere near the top of that list. Like,
for sure.
If you ask what the population of the US is 325 million, if you had to ask who is the most well-known American that's not like a president, Tom Brady is probably going to be near the top of that list.
This is true.
And you have that incredible market that's the draw, and the NFL, the Shield, the everything, the 32 teams. That's a big draw. But when it comes to a video game, it doesn't. It's like playing an Indiana Jones. It's like playing Lego Indiana Jones. It's cool. You have 4 movies to go off of, though.
But where's the replayability?
Exactly. It's like every Ravens career mode is going to be pretty similar. Ultimate Team, there's some replayability there because there's hundreds and hundreds of players at each position. But even then, you have to buy them, and it's goofy.
I want to bring this comment up from Nick. He's in the chat. He says, "Why doesn't Madden do an arcade style like Blitz or Street?" They tried to do something called Superstar KO. Which
I actually played that a couple times.
It's interesting for sure that they're
did you play the Yard at all?
The Yard? That's a little complicated.
I liked the Yard.
The Yard was a fun idea. It's I think the reason they did that is because they did in the NHL games they did something called World of Chell, which is like you customize your own guy and then you can
like 3v3.
3v3 or ones is what they call it, which is 3 people trying to score on the same goalie. It's a free for all. That's really fun. I enjoy the hell out of ones and threes. World of Chell. That's just a very fun game mode. And I think the fact that succeeded, even though I would say between year 1 and year 2, I think it got a little bit worse because of the way they changed some of the format of it. But I think that's I still really enjoy that. And I think the success of that mode is why they tried to do something similar with the Yard. The thing is, it's a little harder to pull off in football, especially when you have 2 guys playing the same position. Like when I play franchise mode and I do like my custom player's career, I always go quarterback. And then suddenly I have to play safety. I'm not a very good safety. I'm not good at like running routes. I'm not good at staying in a zone coverage or something like that.
That's fair. And I do like Superstar KO. I haven't played it as much as like Franchise or Ultimate Team, of course, but I did like it. I did like the Yard, and my thing, I'll go back to Nick's comment about Blitz, the arcadey stuff. The NFL steps in and says, I don't want that. Like the NFL doesn't want backbreaker, for example. I think Ray Lewis was on the cover. They don't want players breaking their backs in a video game.
This is exactly why
there's no concussions in Madden.
This is exactly why I'm not trashing. I don't trash EA as much as most people do. Like I'll trash them for some things, like the microtransactions and the physics and stuff like that. But the NFL themselves are responsible for a lot of this stuff.
Yeah,
they don't want their image to be ruined by the game, and it's I
have a question for you.
Okay.
So, of course, Kaepernick was reintroduced to the Madden game, and he was given like some 85. Was he an 85 overall? 81 overall.
Which is higher than a lot of quarterbacks.
Do you think that was EA's decision, or that was the NFL saying, okay, we want to clear the air with Kaepernick, make him a high overall so people can use him in the game?
That's a good question.
Because you can create a player in Madden. You can name him Colin Kaepernick. You can give him number 7. You can try to mimic his throwing style. You can have his attributes for Madden.
Good luck mimicking his afro, though. That's not going to happen.
Good point. But
I don't know how. Really quick, I don't know how he fits that inside of his helmet. I really don't know how that works.
Granted, I don't know much about hair, ironically enough. But what I do know is that hair can compress. Like I could theoretically get all of my hair into my hat Kind
Oh,
of.
that looks so weird.
I mean, theoretically, of course, or like, say, like ladies wear buns. Okay, some men wear buns
Yeah,
too. But
it's
like,
just I feel like with an afro that's harder to do because like you
yeah,
can't
I mean
tie
that's
it
fair,
back.
but you can. It still compresses. It's not like solid hair.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I don't know. Just a
So I'll
curiosity
have
I
to
had.
ask one of my friends that has an afro. I'll have to ask. Or I guess you can like you see like when Kaepernick wears a hat and you have the like Princess Leia hair, kind of.
This is so weird to think about. I don't know. The thought
The
came to me.
sports desk where we talk about Colin Kaepernick's hair. But even like Cam, I believe, had like an afro at one point, and he would wear. I don't want to call it a do rag, like some sort of headband, some sort of like head covering.
Yeah, he always wears his towel, and then like he
Yeah,
has like these.
It wouldn't be like fluffy, right?
Yeah, he has
It's
like these tufts of hair, or
take
whatever. just
Palomalu.
sticking over his head.
Palomalu's hair wasn't like fluffy; it was more like curly and very, very long.
Who would you say has the best hair in the NFL today?
Ooh, best hair in the NFL today. That is okay. First off, let me just say Ben Cleveland has a really nice beard.
Okay.
Ravens rookie, 3rd round pick out of Georgia.
I still prefer Eric Weddle's, but okay.
Okay, yeah, Weddle.
Even though he's retired.
Yeah,
he's retired.
I mean, Mahomes gets the publicity. He's in the Head and Shoulders commercials. I don't know how much I buy that. I don't think Mahomes has the best hair in the NFL. But that's the difficult thing, is that even guys that you might think have great hair, you have to hide it under a helmet. Right. So like James Harden, for example, can like wear his beard every game, and you see his beard every game. Or LeBron has a beard every single game. Or
And
I
you
can't
see
think
it out
of an
there.
NBA player with
This
like
is
hair. I guess like you have Froby, you have Fro, Julius Erving, but I don't know. I mean, Mahomes is the only guy I can think of with like.
Andrew Whitworth is bald. I think Rex might be too. I don't remember 100%. I know Andrew Whitworth is.
I think
bald.
J.K. Dobbins is balding. He's 23.
Oh boy.
Yeah, there's some nice beards. The Steelers, like defensive line, generally have some very nice beards. Like Brett Kiesel had a very nice beard.
Todd Gurley, I liked his dreadlocks that he had going.
Derrick Henry has unique hair, I'll say.
Jalen Ramsey.
Alvin Kamara has cool hair. Trevor Lawrence might have the best hair in the NFL.
Oh, yeah, this is true. This is true.
So you got Sunshine.
Oh, yeah. I remember this. John Johnson he dyed his hair green like during the 49ers game or something. I love that.
That's
that was
so funny. We're so off topic. Okay.
I don't know. I don't know why I brought this up.
Okay, let's get back on topic. So the NFL puts restrictions on what Madden can really do, what EA can do with Madden, because EA doesn't want to tarnish it. Right? Madden doesn't want to tarnish the NFL. The
NFL does not want EA to tarnish their image.
Correct. So, for example, this Chargers hat.
Here.
They don't want to damage the shield. Do I have
even it out.
Do I have a shield? I don't have a shield.
I do.
Oh, okay. So you have a shield. I actually no, I don't. So they don't want to tarnish the shield. The shield is very important.
This is invincible.
Yes, essentially.
This is
as invincible as a brand. They try to have it as invincible as it can be. But the problem that you run into is it dilutes the quality of the game. It's kind of like college football because he didn't have player likenesses. So you can't play with Tim Tebow. It's quarterback 15 for Florida, right? You can't play with Johnny Manziel. It's quarterback 2 for Texas A&M. You can't play with Kellen Moore. You play with quarterback 11. So you have that, and it kind of dilutes the experience. And this is what makes, say FIFA or Football Manager so in-depth. This is what makes, I think the NBA does a really good job of this because I guess they have more like NBA 2K has more creative liberty.
Yeah, 2K gets more creative liberty. Like I remember they said like they want or whoever runs 2K or whatever says that
like Ronnie 2K, Lonnie 2 was it Ronnie?
I don't think it was
definitely Ronnie 2K.
I don't think it was Ronnie, but it was somebody up there with 2K who said like they want to make sure that this franchise is like the most customizable and like creative liberty one as possible. And I can totally see that because when I play 2K, I can literally make my own logo and upload it into the game.
Like
I could make,
let you do that.
Like if I wanted to, I could literally like take uSTADIUM's logo and make it my jersey sponsor for my
that would be
team or something.
That'd be. I don't know anyone on the app that plays 2K religiously. I know they're like say Connor, our coworker, is really good at Madden. He played. Okay, story time. Connor and I were playing Madden in a franchise league. This man started Tyree Jackson at quarterback, right? The Buffalo Bulls college team quarterback went undrafted. I thought he would be a nice player. 60 overall, cooked me. He was up like 42-0 on me in the first quarter.
I mean, that's just. I feel like at the end of the day, it comes down to the better
shout out
players,
to Connor
not the better.
while we're doing some shout outs. Also, shout out to my boy Aiden Fiend, friend of the show. He was on the Pick 6 pod. He's graduating right now, so he couldn't hop on because he's graduating. So congratulations, buddy. Ooh, and yes, Tixa in the chat.
Didn't they just add like create a stadium to this to MLB The Show, and then they just
granted, I haven't played the new.
I haven't either,
show, but I've gotten enough posts from Tixa, Baltimore Alex. Shout out to him and JP. Shout out to my favorite bot on uSTADIUM. Fun fact. So I've gotten enough like of their like road to the show, Diamond Dynasty. That's what the mode is. Diamond Dynasty stuff that they're creating these cool stadiums.
Bottom line, the only like you can just tell with like 2K versus these other games. I feel like just have like so much creative liberty.
Mm-hmm.
There's such a big difference between 2K and I think the EA franchises too, because it's like 2K lets you upload your own stuff. Like you can, I can make a logo right now and put it in the game, and it's there for everybody to see.
Yeah,
I can. In NHL, I have to. Madden doesn't even let you create custom teams. The closest thing they do is franchise mode. You have to relocate a team to do that.
And they have like preset ones. Right, you have to take like a preset. It's like London.
You have to take an already existing team and then pick one of their already existing logos and come up with some crazy stuff. Play in a base stadium. You can't even customize that. I hope this changes in franchise mode at some point. I think it's all an NFL thing though. The NFL doesn't want like stuff like that to happen to their franchise.
Because honestly, you look at some of these Madden mock covers, pick any player. We're talking like you look at the bottom, like take Ronnie Stanley, take Robert Kimdichie. There are people out there on the internet that have made Robert Kimdichie Madden covers that are better than the garbage that EA puts out. If that's just a Madden cover and it takes some 12-year-old 15 minutes to throw that together in Photoshop, don't you think that some random 22-year-old graduate student can come up with better things to improve that Madden? But if they wanted to implement, if real life EA wanted to implement that, they wouldn't be able to because the NFL says LOL. Because I think EA is a lot more creative than Madden shows. I think EA is a lot more creative than the video games they put out, and I think part of it's a competition thing, absolutely. So if there was an NFL 2K and a Madden NFL, I think both games would be awesome, because you're competing with each other, and if you don't have this, the other one can have it. So if you have a stadium creator, you got to make it better than your competition. If you have a player creator, you got to make it better than your competition. Franchise, make it better than your competition. I don't think we're having the Fix Madden franchise hashtag trending on Twitter if there's an NFL 2K, right?
Exactly, because people will just be playing 2K. And this is the thing, too. I think the NBA itself just gives out more creative liberty, too, because they literally had, what was it, NBA Live being made by EA while 2K was
NBA Live was a remotely constant thing for a long time.
Until
like 2010. 2011, like NBA Elite was bad. The current installments of NBA Live aren't very good.
Have really
for a long time they were really close.
I feel like things have changed a lot too, because I remember there was also an NHL 2K series that was going for a while the EA series was an
MLB 2K. I think Doc Halladay was on one of them. Was on the cover. David Price, I believe, was on the cover. In
response to Tix's comment, I'm going to show you what the Rams made. Now that's clean.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I would buy.
I would honestly, I think that probably looks better than the one that EA actually came up with. And I don't know how much of the bad cover is based on any COVID protocols. I doubt it. I don't know how much.
If that's their excuse for making that crappy of a cover, I'm going to find someone from EA.
Yeah.
that's,
Good.
I'm just gonna give them a piece of my mind. Like, oh my god, that would be the worst excuse. Like,
Okay.
Photoshop exists, guys. Come
Yeah.
on, it doesn't have to be a direct picture of them every time.
Yeah. So actually, before we jump into some NBA, NHL playoff talk, do you have any thoughts on the vaccine protocols? I think it's totally fair that players, like, if you get vaccinated, you go back to 2019 rules. If you don't get vaccinated, you're at 2020 rules. I think it's totally fair for the NFL to say, okay, players, if you don't want to get a vaccine, we're going to continue to protect you. Is it maybe over the top? Perhaps.
Maybe it's a little over the top, but I respect the fact that, like, we shouldn't have to pry to learn a player's, like,
I agree
health.
with that. Like, I agree with that. I don't care if Zach Wilson is vaccinated or not. I don't care if Lamar Jackson is vaccinated or not. I don't care if J.K. Dobbins is vaccinated. I don't care if any particular Raven is vaccinated or not. I just would like to see them play on Sundays. So if the NFL doesn't want another Ravens situation that they have to move the game back several times. They don't want a Broncos situation that they had to start the game with Kendall Hinton at quarterback. They want all 53 players playing, or 46 active roster. They want their stars playing. They want Cam Newton playing against Mahomes. They want Lamar Jackson.
And they want the thing is they also want, like, the best possible product on the field as well. Like, if no offense to the Patriots QBs, but if Cam Newton isn't playing,
Brian Hoyer is. We talked about it yesterday. Brian Hoyer. I think Jack might be better at football than Brian Hoyer.
Look at how skinny my arms are. Look at how skinny my arms are. I could probably throw a better deep ball than Brian Hoyer.
It happened. Brian, oh my goodness. I
can't even grip like a full size football. Like, my best grip, my hands are small too. Like, my best grip is like the junior size. Not like the really small one, but like the next size up.
Okay,
but yeah, they want the best. They want the best product that they possibly can get out on the field. And when their best people have COVID and can't play,
right? When your reigning league MVP has COVID, that's bad. That is very bad. That is awful. If you're the NFL, that is the worst case scenario. Actually, it might be Mahomes, but worst case scenario is Lamar Jackson face of the league in a Thursday night, perhaps the biggest game of the season in terms of viewership outside of the Cowboys games. It's a Thursday night Thanksgiving game. Ravens Steelers, one of the best rivalries in football, and your reigning league MVP is out. What? No, you.
If he was hurt, I understand.
Yeah,
but
star players get hurt all the time. It's the COVID thing that's, I think, more in someone's control.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
I understand that there's like incidental exposure.
You can.
If I go to Walmart, you can get COVID with a mask on. You can get COVID.
Here's the difference, though, and this is just the way I see it. I don't care whether or not people are vaccinated or not, but like in terms of like the player stance, because eventually it'll get to a point where herd immunity. I don't want to use herd immunity as a term, but it will eventually get to a point where there will be a certain amount of people vaccinated to the point where it becomes like as close to normal as possible, and eventually we're gonna have to move on.
Right.
Like, eventually it's gonna get.
Like, I don't think we're having these same restrictions in 2022.
Yeah.
2021, absolutely. 2022, I don't know. I honestly don't know.
I don't know where we will be at, and if numbers keep going the same way they are, which hopefully they are, then we are eventually just going to get back to normal. Like, it'll be a seasonal thing. That's my prediction, is it'll be a seasonal thing, and like
hot takes with Jack.
We're gonna. I hope that's
take a meter. Okay. Anyways, we're gonna jump into some playoff talk. One thing. So obviously, your rooting interest is out. The Lakers. My rooting interest, I didn't really have one.
My rooting interest was whoever's playing the Clippers, and it looks like that's gonna be an L.
Yeah. So, a little recap: the Suns swept Denver 4-0. The Clippers can close out the Jazz tonight. It's currently 3-4. Whoa, 3-2 Clippers. Holy crap! Home game for the Clippers at Staples Center would be the first time in franchise history. That includes the Braves era. That includes the San Diego days. That would be the first time they've ever been to the conference finals. Jazz are on the precipice. The Sixers are on the precipice. They blew a 26-point lead. Wednesday night? Ugly game at home. I didn't get the chance to go on the show yesterday and talk NBA stuff, but Philadelphia, you blew a 26-point lead at home. Ben Simmons can't shoot free throws. He's shooting under 40%. Ben Simmons has missed more free throws than, I want to say 13 out of 16 teams that made the playoffs. Why is that a thing? He's missed 40 free throws. Are you kidding me? And then we have Game 7. We have one so far. Game 7, Bucks at Nets, Barclays Center. Kevin Durant, we should have gone live after Game 5 because Kevin Durant had one of the greatest playoff performances ever. By game score, it's number 3. Actually, ironically enough, it's the second best in this playoff because Damian Lillard had that wacky game against Denver. But Kevin Durant had a top 25 game of all time in the playoff, or third best playoff game of all time, just by game score. And you're talking, it's on a very short list of all time. If I don't think that matters to Kevin Durant, if they lose that game and they lose the series, you can just say, well, Harden was hurt, Kyrie was hurt, it happens, whatever. Kevin Durant, ooh boy. I know Kevin Durant broke the NBA for a couple years while he was with the Warriors. I get it, and that sucks. And the Cavs lost 2 championships because of it, and I'm very sad. But he's an all-time great player. He's top 10, top 12 all time.
Insane.
The kind of stuff he does, we can go back to yesterday's show, Time Out with uSTADIUM. Nick mentioned it at the end. Nick's he would openly say he's a pretty casual NBA fan. The kinds of things that Durant does, makes Nick just, how is he doing this? And
it makes me do that. And I'm a casual basketball guy too, but still, it's absurd. Mm-hmm. It's ridiculous. I don't know how he does this.
What this man does, he does it every night. He's done it every night since essentially his rookie year. He was 22, 23, and he had won 3 scoring titles. Are you kidding me?
Ridiculous.
We're talking, that's MJ level. MJ's regarded as the greatest scorer ever. I get it. MJ didn't win. MJ won, I believe, 3 scoring titles in his first 4 seasons. I don't know the exact stat. I know he didn't win it in '86 because Dominique did, and MJ missed most of the season with a leg injury. But the things Durant is doing, he has the easiest 2 points outside of maybe Wilt in NBA history. And of course, Wilt had of course, he didn't have a 3-point line to shoot, but Durant's the easiest bucket outside of the paint ever. That's over MJ. That's over Harden. That's over David Thompson, my guy. That's over Iverson. That's over Kobe. That's over Karl Malone, who is the second highest scorer ever. Kevin Durant is a bucket. Man, he is a bucket and a half. Any last words before we hop over to the NHL?
I got nothing. You pretty much took all the words out of my mouth.
Durant's insane.
Tikse wanted. He said he wanted the Clips versus Jazz to go to 7. So that's
my L.
So that
Chris Holden just fired off a hot take.
I love this.
Hold on, Holden. Stay tuned. We will bring up the hot take-o-meter. I have it almost prepared. We're going to talk some NHL. Then we're going to get into some hot takes. So hold your horses. We will be right back, buddy. We will be right back with the hot takes. But Jack, we're going to throw it over to you. Break down some NHL. What are we thinking? Lightning Islanders and
the Tampa Bay Lightning officially have broken everybody's brains and sanity because they scored a goal recently. Not last night, but they did score a goal in a recent game. I don't even remember whether it was last night or not, but they scored a goal in this series with 6 men on the ice.
I thought it was 7. It was really bad.
Not. If in case you're new to hockey, let me explain. The only time you are legally, it's 5 people and a goalie.
Yes,
you can have, but what you can do if the other team gets a delayed penalty called against them, or if you're trying to score, or you're down by 1 or 2 and you're trying to score a late goal and come back, you're allowed to pull the goalie. What this does is this trades the goalie out for a 6th skater, so you can hold on. We'll be back to that in a moment. I just saw what you said. You can trade your skater or your goalie out for an extra skater. You'll get some extra people Did you hold on one second? Sorry, I'm like losing.
Okay, you're good. Yeah, I'll explain so when your normal hockey is 5-on-5, right? So you have your goaltender, and then the goaltender is the sixth player. So if you're in a situation, the other team has a delayed penalty, and you're on the attack, and the other team can't touch the puck without blowing the play dead, and you get a face-off. You can go 6-on-5 in terms of skaters. Still 6 men on the ice for both teams, but you have 6 skaters for the attacking team, at least until the defensive team touches the puck. So you can, if you're Marc-Andre Fleury, you can skate off the ice, and then Alex Pietrangelo can come on the ice, whatever, and there you go. Vegas has 6 guys, Montreal has 5. Cool. Then you look at, you can do that in an empty net situation. Let's say Vegas is down 1 tonight, Canadiens lead 2-1. Marc-Andre Fleury can be yanked, Pietrangelo can come skating onto the ice, and Vegas has 6 attackers. Now, you don't have a goaltender, but you have 6 attackers.
Yeah, that's the trade-off, basically. It's like you get an extra man attacking, but you don't have the goalie. So it's bottom line though, if you have 7 people on the ice, you have 6 skaters and a goalie, that's too many men. Tampa Bay scored while they had too many men, and the goal stood.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
And it's like
I don't know about that one.
People are kind of up in arms about the Tampa Bay Lightning because this happened to them, and then they've also got this whole nonsense going on with Nikita Kucherov and how he was allowed to play. He was allowed to play despite the team violating the salary cap or something, just because he had surgery. He was hurt.
No,
it got a little goofy. I think they did.
I understand.
I think what they're doing is smart because they put him on long-term injured reserve. That means he's injured reserve, so cap's not really an issue. It's kind of stupid, but I mean, it's just how it works.
Happens. I think. Look, I would complain, but Kucherov is the second best player in hockey behind McDavid.
Injured or not, Kucherov is insane. Like he's ridiculous.
Like Jack, how many NHL players would you take before Nikita Kucherov?
That's a good question.
Like McDavid, probably, and that's it.
McDavid, Matthews, and Crosby, and Ovechkin, and that'd probably be it. Maybe not even Ovechkin. Ovechkin's like borderline.
So you're talking Kucherov is a top 5 player at least. You could argue he's 2. At the very least, he's a top 10 player. He is, I believe, has the most playoff points since he made his playoff debut in like 2014. And it's not close. Now, granted, Tampa Bay does have a cup, and they did go to the final in 6-15 when they lost to Chicago. But Kucherov is one of the best players in hockey. And I am okay with Tampa Bay getting this because you have one of the best players in hockey. It would be let's say the Mets. Let's say Jacob deGrom. He's hurt right now. Let's say the Mets sidelined him for the rest of the season, held a playoff spot the rest of the way, and then wild card game or game 1 of the NLDS, they tried out Jacob deGrom to pitch against Brandon Woodruff. I'm okay with that. I want to see freaking Jacob deGrom pitch. I'm all for it. I as a Braves fan, I would be pretty upset in that regard, but that we didn't make the playoffs. But I'm totally down for watching Jacob deGrom. If I'm a hockey fan, I'm totally down for watching Nikita Kucherov play hockey.
Yeah, you want to see the best players play. Like I just said, at the NFL, like the NHL, they also care about their product. They want to get the best people out there on the ice.
Yeah. And you're talking I know Steelers fans probably didn't want to see Lamar Jackson in that game. I get it. Because you have a better chance of winning when Lamar Jackson's not there. But at a certain point, the NFL fan in you wants to see Lamar Jackson. I don't like playing the Steelers when Ben's hurt. I don't like playing the Steelers if Watt's not playing. I don't like playing the Steelers in the olden days. Polamalu was hurt. In
2019, the Rams played against the Saints in week 2. This was supposed to be the Saints' quote revenge game for what happened in the NFC Championship game. I thought it was going to be a banger of a game. I thought it was going to be really, really good. And then on their second, third, fourth drive of the game, Drew Brees gets hurt and he's out for the game.
Yep.
I was bored.
Teddy Bridgewater.
Teddy Bridgewater, yeah, exactly. I enjoyed
Teddy Two Gloves. I like that one.
Yeah,
shout out to Carolina Alec.
But yeah, like I enjoyed the fact that the Rams blew them out pretty much after that. But at the same time, it's like it would have felt more like a real, like we vindicated ourselves, like we've proved that that was not a fluke. We can still beat this team. I would feel more like that had Drew Brees been in the game.
Yeah.
Like the fact that he got hurt just made it feel a lot less significant because it's like they kicked butt, and it's like it's not like Bridgewater did that, but like Drew Brees, come on.
Yeah, and I mean, look, I know from a competitive stance, you probably like that the Rams had a better shot of winning that game, but you know the Rams could have probably still won even if Brees plays, right?
Yeah. 100%.
So I don't think it's. Look, I understand the like competitive nature of hockey, that it might be a total advantage to have Nikita Kucherov not playing the regular season, but remember the Lightning were good enough to make the playoffs without him in the first place. So he comes back, and now he's the best player on the ice. Like they played what? They played Florida, then they played Carolina, then they played the Islanders. Has there been a second of ice time that Kucherov wasn't the best player on the ice?
That's a good question.
No. As far as I'm concerned, no. I wouldn't take anyone on Florida over him. I wouldn't take any of his teammates over him, and I wouldn't take any Islanders over him.
So Kucherov,
Canes over him. Because they even.
So we should.
That's Oiler, Penguin, Oiler, Cap.
I wouldn't take Draisaitl. I think Draisaitl's a little overrated.
How about your boy Kaprizov?
No, he's not. Both of us know he's not better than Kucherov. Both of us know that. You're just trying to trigger me. You're just trying to trigger me.
I am. It is a nice jersey, though. It is a nice jersey.
It's another instance of a nice jersey, terrible player.
It happens. We got some spicy hot takes tonight.
We do. I do actually want to bring up really quick, though, the Montreal Vegas series. That one continues tonight.
Yep.
That was a banger last game. It was intense as hell. Montreal was up 3-0 in the game, and then they almost blew it. Vegas scored 2 quick goals in the third period, and then Montreal had to survive like the last 5 minutes with the puck constantly in their zone. Vegas didn't pull the goalie until late. But yeah, like even still, like in that series, Vegas is scoring a lot after Montreal ices the puck, and then Montreal has like all their tired players out there. Vegas will put out all their big guys, and they'll score. They'll win the faceoff and score.
Yep.
Philip Deneau, I believe it was for Montreal, was just so clutch at the faceoff dot in game 2. He was winning so many important late draws. It really, I feel like, is one of the less talked about things about hockey, is that like winning the faceoff is just so important. And the fact that this guy was doing it constantly, despite being tired from all the icing and stuff and all the staying out there, he's just toughing it out and just winning draw after draw after draw after draw. And he's letting the Canadians clear the puck and stay up by a goal and win the game. Like, I legitimately thought if Vegas came back all the way, tied, and eventually won game 2, I don't think Montreal wins another game in this series. Now it's a completely new dynamic. These teams are playing each other forget game 1.
Yeah.
Game 1 wasn't close. It was Carey Price was still making ridiculous saves, even though they lost like 4-1. Game 1 was still really close. Forget it though. That game 2 basically showed us now we have a series. These teams can run with each other no matter what. Montreal should not be slept on, especially now that they're going to be going home. It won't. Unfortunately, because of COVID, Montreal won't have as good crowds as Vegas does have because
was Vegas full capacity, right?
Vegas was full capacity, or I guess 99% capacity because they had to tarp off the areas behind the benches, but that's nothing. It's basically the fortress, as they call it, was rocking. They literally have like a whole castle inside that arena. It's pretty crazy.
Love it.
I'm jealous, honestly, but with the fact that Staples Center hosts like 3 different teams is like hard for them to do that, I guess. But
that's
maybe when the Clippers move out in a couple of years.
So
anyway, that'll be fun. Game 3 of that's tonight.
Absolutely. So great hockey, great basketball, great football. Now we have some great hot takes. But first, I'm gonna introduce you guys to one of my buddies from high school. Actually, we went to middle school together too. One of my good friends, played high school baseball. Been friends with him a long time. Great sports mind, big Patriots fan. So there. I remember we were sitting in physics in 11th grade physics, AP Physics 1. Cole's gonna start laughing here in a second. I'll throw him in a second.
I can already see him laughing.
He told me that Jimmy Garoppolo is a top 10 quarterback. Remember when Brady got suspended and missed a couple games Cole came to me and said, "This Jimmy Garoppolo guy's a top 10 quarterback." Here he is.
Hey, how y'all guys doing?
How's it going, man?
I don't know if I should take that back. I think I should
funny
very
we're
well take that
segueing. Funny we're segueing right into hot takes, and we have this story about how Jimmy G is a top 10 QB.
Yeah, that would be a pretty habanero at the time, probably habanero, because he was really good. Don't get me wrong; he had those 3 awesome games with New England. I'm thinking habanero take there.
No, boy, he surprised me, especially those 3 games that he played. I didn't think we were going to win any of them.
Absolutely fair. And then you get shut out by the Bills. Shout out to the Bills. Jacoby Brissett. So, Cole, one of the things we do on every show, last 15 minutes or so, we do some hot takes. I posted it on the app. Boom, got the hot take-o-meter. We added Pepper X last week, maybe 2 weeks ago. Either way, we got some hot takes. We're going to react to them. So just
all right.
Say the take. We're going to go cayenne, habanero.
Really quick before we get to the app ones, here we go with Holden's.
Oh, absolutely.
Hot take alert. Robert Woods is a more complete wideout than DK Metcalf.
See, I don't think that's a hot take. That's not a hot take.
This is not.
Yeah, no.
This is we talked. I think this is brought up on timeout last night too. Like this is. I would take Robert Woods over DK Metcalf any day. Like I was fighting for Robert Woods to be.
I don't know about that. I think DK is a better receiver than Robert Woods.
Robert Woods is more consistent. He's more. He's fair. He catches a lot of both deep balls and short balls, and his yards after the catch is insane. I feel like the only thing that DK Metcalf really has going for him over Robert Woods is his size. I
think that's fair. But if you're looking at more complete wideout, yes, it's absolutely Robert Woods. Robert Woods has a hole. He has a game without holes. Robert Woods can do it all. He's physical enough. He's great after the catch. He has good hands. He's a good route runner. He's good at everything. He's a jack of all trades. What DK Metcalf does is elite in terms of speed and in terms of verticality, getting down the field. He's not going to win route running. He's not going to win with his hands. He's not going to win at the line of scrimmage. But he's going to win 50 yards downfield. And there's different like flavor of wide receiver here, and that's okay. So I would take DK over Woods if I'm just ranking wide receivers. I think DK is around 12, Woods is around 15. That's fine. And then you throw in, but if you're talking more complete, Woods is, I think this is a milk take as well, that Woods has the whole tool belt. DK Metcalf just has the uppercut that knocks you out. Right.
Yeah.
All right, Cole, we're gonna throw you a baseball one.
All right.
This is from Teeks, a friend of the show. He's been active in the chat. Someone throws a no-hitter tonight in baseball. Thoughts?
I'm gonna say so. It is like the higher it go, the more it's like a hot take. Like
spicier the take.
So like milk is like not spicy at all, and then like Pepper X is the spiciest possible.
I'm gonna say ghost pepper.
Okay. There's been 6 this season, plus Madison Bumgarner shortened 1 against the Braves, so 7 no-hitters.
That should be counted as a no-hitter, to be honest.
I agree.
Which one? The
Madison Bumgarner's
7 innings. Yeah.
7 innings. But did the game get called off or something? Or
it was a doubleheader, right? Yeah.
If it was a 7-inning doubleheader, then yeah.
I think that should automatically count.
I'd count that. If it's a full game, I'd count. Because I also like to count, even though it's not official. I like to count. I forget what year it was. I think it was before 2010. It was the Angels. No hit the Dodgers and lost.
Yeah. I agree. That should absolutely count. It's one of the greatest things in baseball history.
The only reason loses. The term that they use is that you have to pitch a full 9 innings for it to count as a no-hitter. Mm-hmm. At least a solo no-hitter. Obviously, we can go on about whether or not the combined ones count. But for a solo no-hitter, you have to pitch a full 9 innings. The Angels, they only pitched 8 because the Dodgers were up like 2 or 1-0 at the end. Yeah. And then, so the Dodgers are up by the bottom of the 9th. Angels don't have to pitch to them.
I agree totally with what Teeks is saying.
Yeah.
I would say I would be habanero, ghost pepper, especially with the whole cracking down on
sticky stuff.
Yeah.
I think that removes your margin of error because, say, like Jacob deGrom, for example, a couple days ago, threw 3 perfect innings against Chicago. He probably, I'm just gonna be real here. He probably finishes the game perfect at the rate he's pitching. But outside of Jacob deGrom, everyone else in the league, you have some shadow of a doubt that maybe they're using a substance. So if they get 1% worse at pitching, that makes it that much more likely that someone will get a hit off of them. Whether it's like a little bloop single or whether it's a smash ball into left field. So I do think the no-hitter rate will go down, but even then, no-hitters are inherently a little fluky. And I'm sure, Cole, you've played guys that barely put contact on the ball, barely get the bat over it, and it's a single. And, and you've played with guys that sweet spot of the bat, hit it to the wall, and your center fielder just stands right at the wall and catches it.
Oh, yeah. No, it's happened plenty of times. So there's always that shadow of a doubt that things like that can happen. But no, the cracking down of the sticky stuff has been called out. Who's the pitcher that's been calling out?
Trevor Bauer.
Trevor Bauer's been calling that out.
Did it with the Rays because he said that's why he injured his elbow.
Yeah, Bauer though he's been going off about it. He's been going out.
Do you have the clip? He's like holding a baseball. Okay, so this is Bonnie the Bee, right? He's like holding Bonnie the Bee or holding the baseball upside down, but he's like holding it in his hand, but it's like his palm's flat. So obviously, like, it's essentially this. He's just doing this.
Yeah. From my experience,
that's just rosin and sweat, according to Bauer.
I've really never seen that in the lower levels. I mean, it wasn't as prevalent. Like, there wasn't a ton of people using sticky stuff all the time. Like, you'd have like the bags full with I don't know what they put in it, but some sort of powder that was on their hands. But I never saw anybody using like a pine tar or anything that was sticky to grab that grip. I guess it just wasn't needed. But when you go to the next level, it's people feel like they must have it. But I'm glad they're cracking down on it because it kind of takes some of the, I guess, skill out of pitching because you have to now work harder on your grips and everything else.
All right. That's fair. All right. We're going to move over to Brendan Koss on the app. Shout out to Brendan. Jason Tatum is overrated. I've always liked Tatum. I don't usually like Duke guys, but I've liked Tatum. I remember Game 7 of the 2016 Eastern Conference Finals, Cavs Celtics in Boston. I was on the uSTADIUM app, not actually employed by them at the time, and I said Jason Tatum was the third best small forward in the world right now, behind LeBron and Kevin Durant. I don't necessarily agree with that take 3 years later, but Jason Tatum is really darn good at basketball. He brings it on defense. And then he has that Mamba mentality. He can hit any shot on the floor. It's not quite like Kevin Durant, but he's, 6'9", can hit any shot, can rebound the basketball, can score the basketball, can play make enough. Like, that's the qualm with Boston is that they don't have a true playmaker because the recently departed Kemba Walker was horrific. And he's not really a playmaker. He's a score-first point guard. So you have Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, and they can't, they're not going to produce they're going to score, but they're not going to, play make. So I don't know. I wouldn't say Tatum's overrated. I think he's one of the best players in basketball. So I would say probably jalapeno take there. I can see aspects of his game are overrated, but I think he's a bona fide star. What says you, Jack?
I'm pretty much in agreement. I think that he's pretty solid. I'm a casual basketball guy, like I said. So I'm not 100% following Tatum and what he does, but I feel like he's not. I don't think he's overrated. I think he's. I don't hear people talking about him like he's the next Michael Jordan or stuff like that. Right. Basically,
they do say he's the next Kobe because he was really close with Kobe.
I think that's a little off.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody's gonna be as good as Kobe. Maybe
that's fair.
I don't know.
Actually, as a Lakers fan, Kobe or LeBron?
Kobe. It's close, but I think Kobe.
Okay.
Because. I say that because LeBron came out of a game while he was hurt.
Fair.
Kobe would probably fight to stay in the game, literally fight to stay in the game.
Okay, that's fair.
Out of an elimination game.
Cole, what are your thoughts on Mr. Jason Tatum?
So I'm also just a casual basketball watcher at most. But from, being around other people that watch basketball, I hear them talk about him a lot. And I've watched him play like once or twice, maybe before, and I didn't really think he was that bad. So I don't really know if there's a ton of hype surrounding him. If there is, maybe maybe he's overhyped a little bit, but
it was All NBA third team, I believe. So the media said he was a top 15 player in the NBA this season. Maybe a little overhyped. Okay, I'll move up to. I'll move. Jalapeno. It's fine.
Yeah, jalapenos.
I'll agree with that. Jalapeno.
All right, we got another baseball one.
Ooh.
This is from M Patton 2. A player hits for the cycle tonight. As far as I know, we haven't had a cycle this season.
I'm pretty sure we haven't. I mean,
it's been a while. Actually, let me actually look that up real quick. So one of you guys,
I'm already on that actually.
Please leap into that.
I would definitely have heard about it.
September 17th, 2019.
Yeah,
was the last cycle. It was hit by.
Was it a Rays player?
I feel like Victor Caratini did it, but I know he caught the no-hitter.
I need to find it.
I thought it was a Rays player.
Where did the list go? Here we go. List of MLB players to hit for the cycle. The most recent one.
My guy, Kevin Biggio! Let's go!
Wait, who's he play for?
He plays for Toronto.
Toronto, okay.
It was against the Orioles, though.
Okay, yeah, it doesn't count. Okay, Brock Holt hit for the cycle in the playoffs. Okay. So, yeah, Kevin Biggio is the last guy to do it. He did it on the September 17th, 2019. So, what are we thinking? Will there be a player to hit for the cycle tonight? Cole, you start us off.
I'm gonna say habanero.
Okay.
I'm gonna see. I don't know if the Giants are playing tonight, but they've been hot. The Giants have been hot, and they've got some hot bats. So if anybody's going to do it,
ballpark to hit some triples in. So usually, I know Cole can speak to this, of course, but doubles and home runs in the modern MLB, you just hit them. It's
not hard now.
But there's very few ballparks that you consistently get triples in. Like, you have to really either have to be Billy Hamilton or like extraordinarily fast Trey Turner, Tim LaCastro, or you got to hit it right in the right spot in the ballpark. Say the I don't remember what the triangle is called, but at Fenway it's like 420 to straightaway center. Move over a little bit to the right. That is triples alley, if you will, up in Fenway.
Or an error.
Yeah, error. And then you have some scorer. What is it? Official scorer says, yeah, that's a triple. That's fine. Because I know like Hunter Renfroe just straight up dropped a ball against the Braves the other night. They ruled it a double. It's like, what? It was clearly an error, but whatever.
Yeah.
So it has to be in the right ballpark to get a triple. So you're talking San Francisco, Detroit, Boston, Miami's pretty spacious.
But you got to find the right team to do it as well. And so I don't know if Giants are playing at home, but if they are, I think they might be one of the teams to do it tonight.
All right. What says you, Jack?
Mookie Betts is going to hit for the cycle. That's my hot take.
Ooh, okay. Calling one specific player out, we're going Carolina Reaper.
I'm kind of kidding. I would like to see it. That's just me being a Dodger fanboy again, though. But it's really. I'd say probably Carolina Reaper. It's pretty hard to. The chance is there. Maybe I'll go down the Ghost Pepper. Actually, the chance is there. It's always there, but it's just with how little it's happened as of late. Mm-hmm. I feel like it's going to be like they just don't come up that often. So,
like, I would wonder how many guys have a single, a double, and a home run. I can look this up afterwards. Let me actually.
Who was just missing the triple? Yeah, how often does that happen?
And like, let's say.
And then you also have to factor in stuff like errors too. Like somebody might make an error. And like the cycle won't count because it would be a double, but then the guy drops the ball or throws wherever, so he gets to advance.
Absolutely. So, in your experience, Cole, what's the goofiest thing, like statistical anomaly you saw playing ball? Because the one that sticks out to me was an unassisted triple play by a first baseman, but that's not really a stat. That's more like one individual play.
I don't know. I will say the goofiest thing though that I've seen personally, not as a stat, but just in general, was some dude tripled off of a bounced ball to the plate. Like he hit the bounce and tripled off that. So,
okay. Vladimir Guerrero Sr. might do that.
Has anyone in the MLB ever hit a pitch that was meant to be an intentional walk?
Yes,
Yeah.
Miguel Cabrera did it against the Orioles. Yes,
Yeah.
he just like reached out when he was on the Marlins.
I remember seeing that highlight just all over the place.
Yeah, it was like just like outside.
It feels like
off the plate, and he just reached over RBI single.
Honestly, that feels like the most flex thing that you can do in the MLB is like the guy they're intentionally walking you because they don't want you to hit the ball and then you hit it anyway. It's like they're running a play that they intentionally want you to walk and you still hit the ball. Like it's pretty funny.
You gotta love it. All right, so this isn't a hot take, but this is an idea. If we ever do an opposite day show, this is from OG Sauce Boss. Post your mildest cold take. I'm thinking like Darren
what would
Waller's
that be?
Like Darren Waller's the third best tight end in football. Aaron Donald is good.
The Braves have one.
Aaron Donald is good. That's mine.
Aaron Donald is good. I like the bullpen one, Cole. All right, we're gonna move on to Nolan Q11. Ben Simmons is not a top 40 player.
Ooh.
Okay. I'll take this one first. I understand the Ben Simmons hate. I understand it. He can't shoot. I just got a tweet actually. He is shooting here we go. In his 10 postseason games, he is shooting 32.8% from the line. Cole can do that. I could probably do that. Let's be real here. If I shot 100 free throws, I would probably make I think I could make 33 of them. I think Jack can make 33. I think Cole for sure can make 33.
I was never good at shooting when I played high school or junior high basketball. But.
I think it's in the realm of possibility that I can make 33 free throws out of 100. Simmons, I don't know what you're doing. He's awesome defensively. He's awesome as a playmaker, but it's so I can see the detractors. I totally get it, detractors, but I think he's a top 40 player.
I would agree. Looking at his stats from this season, his field goal percentage is 55%. And then his field goal percentage for three is 30, which that's really bad. Things. Yeah. So
I would imagine he only shot 10 threes all year.
At the end of the day, this feels like nothing but just Ben Simmons slander or Sixers slander.
Yeah. We have a gang of Sixers or Philly fans, as they're referred to. I think they're called the Philly Orgy on the app. They're universally hated. So this is the kind of thing. Okay. Actually, hey, Tixa, I actually shot 100 free throws in a row once and made 41 of them. Congratulations. You're a better free throw shooter than Ben Simmons.
I don't know Rookie how your muscles wouldn't lock up after that. My arm would
that seems like it would hurt after a while.
Actually, granny shot. Just granny shot all of them.
Yeah, granny shot.
I can do that.
Has that ever happened in the NBA?
I have actually granny shot. I've actually granny shot a ball in a junior high basketball game before. I was in game and I just granny shot it. I missed, but I don't know why. I just wanted to shoot it, so I did.
I forget the player's name, and I can't play the clip because I don't want to get copyright claimed. But there's a guy a couple years ago for the Rockets that I forget his name, but he shot free throws underhanded and was really accurate with it. So he was like 6'9", 6'10", but made like 80% of his free throws, which doesn't happen. And Rick Barry is like the legend. He was, as far as I can remember, the highest free throw percentage until Mark Price beat it in the 90s. He shot all of his underhand. And scientifically, if you shoot under, you have more consistent angle on the ball. So you're more likely to make it. It's a more consistent shot motion.
Is it not against?
Oh no, it's not against the rules.
So why do more consistent? Just because that's just, I guess, part of the game is to do it overhand.
Yeah, I think so.
It's like one of those unwritten type things.
Yeah, I think that's fair. All right, we're gonna kind of quickly go through these. Alex Lee 1158. This is a weird one. Luka and the Browns are overrated.
Bruh.
Okay, first off,
Luka is not overrated by a long shot. Like, that's Pepper X.
Luka might be a top 10. Like, if I'm like starting a basketball team, Luka's one of the top 10 picks I make ever. Ever. Yeah. Like, he's to me as dominant of a player at 22 as really there's ever been. Thank you, Tixa. Chinao Anaku. Shout out to him because he did underhanded free throws. All right. Anyways, Luka is As far as I'm concerned, one of the most valuable assets in the history of basketball, probably the history of sport.
I'm just waiting for the Luka Lakers swaps to come in.
Or Luka Knicks swaps to come in.
Yeah, that too.
So I think
that...
Luka is a basically basketball god. Jack likes Luka. Cole, what do you think about Mr. Luka Doncic?
I've liked him when I watched him play. I don't know if he's overrated.
No.
I thought
he's every bit as good as people say he is.
He is, absolutely. What was the second part? The Browns are
overrated.
They have a pretty realistic shot at winning the division, I'd say. But
yeah, I have money on them to win the division. Cole, what say you about the Browns?
Tiny bit. I think a lot of people will just hop on the bandwagon of winning games again and start winning the division kind of stuff. They saying, "Oh, the Browns are going to be good. Browns are going to be good," when they don't want to go football. So I'm gonna say
games last year.
They did games, and I'm not saying that they're not. I'm just saying they're overhyped. So I think that's where I put my stance.
That's fair. So we got this one from Aditya 1105. Tristan Thompson will be traded within a week. I don't think Boston trades him. I really wish he was still on the Cavs.
Didn't Boston just trade Kemba Walker?
Yep, they traded him and a first-round pick to Oklahoma City.
Oh boy.
I
don't know. That's too unpredictable for me.
Yeah, I don't think so. But yeah, we'll keep it rolling. We got an Atlanta sports question. This is from 713 Matt. Trae Young going to the Eastern Conference Finals in his first playoffs makes him a top 2 player under 25 for me. Especially, he might beat a team with 3 all-defensive team players. Also, given everyone who said his play won't transfer to winning, he's earned his stripes for me. I don't know about top 2.
I don't know if I'd say top 2, but he's definitely shown his colors, especially after Game 5.
Absolutely, he was awesome in Game 6. Awesome in Game 5. Haven't played Game 6. That's actually coming on right now. Yeah. So stay tuned. We're gonna wrap it up here in a few minutes. But
really quick.
Yep.
Are we out of hot takes, or do we have more?
Oh, we have more. Okay. We have, I believe, 4 more.
I had a quick question that I saw on Instagram that I wanted to ask, but we'll do it after.
Okay. All right, 4 more. So this is from KAIV.
We'll fly through these.
Elijah Moore gets Offensive Rookie of the Year. No, he's not a quarterback. Sorry.
Unfortunately, true. I was fighting for Justin Jefferson to get Offensive Rookie of the Year last year, but it's a quarterback bias league, so they're going to give it to.
If Trevor Lawrence has,
if Joe Burrow doesn't get hurt last year, it doesn't go to Justin Herbert.
I strongly disagree with that. Herbert had a phenomenal year. I think Burrow.
I'm not saying Herbert didn't have a phenomenal year. I'm just saying Burrow was going off. Like, he was the favorite. I feel like he was going off. The stats weren't there for Burrow. As much as I love Burrow, and he was a top, I think he was 6 in my quarterback rankings when he got hurt. I think if he finishes the season, I feel like
stats weren't there for Burrow. Like the Chargers were so explosive offensively,
but they were also so implosive.
Yes, but how much of that is defense? And remember, if Herbert throws a pick with a minute left,
it's the Chargers, man. I mean this is in the most unbiased way possible. That franchise just doesn't know what the hell they're doing. They just don't like. The Brandon Staley hire made me turn red with rage. I was furious at that. He can't change their special teams overnight, so we'll see.
Good point. All right. DHack16 says Justin Fields and Mac Jones. Coles is a Patriots fan. We'll get to him in a second. Justin Fields and Mac Jones will start week 1. Cole, do you want to see Mac Jones week 1?
I would like to, but it probably isn't the smart play.
Okay. Jack, do you think Fields or Jones starts?
This is all half of this is a Pepper X take because of the things that Matt Nagy said. That he's said that there's no possible scenario. I would imagine that means barring injury, no possible scenario that Justin Fields starts week 1. Yeah. That is completely stupid. I agree. To just shut down all competition for the starting job with Andy Dalton.
Come on now, Andy Dalton.
Like what?
Like what are you doing?
Andy Dalton, aging Andy Dalton, nonetheless. Like,
and I made this point on one of our shows. Andy Dalton is new to the system. Like hasn't played in Chicago, hasn't played in the Matt Nagy offense. Neither is Justin Fields. They are starting from square one. The only advantage Dalton has is he's
played NFL games.
Yes, that's it. They're starting from scratch. This isn't a Cam and Mac thing. Cam has a year in the system, and Mac's behind on that.
Yeah,
I think Justin Fields is a better player than Andy Dalton is right now, and I understand the Fields hate. I understand why he didn't go number 2 overall. I don't want to say I was a Zach Wilson fan, but I did say he was a quarterback too.
We've said before that Jets could take either Wilson or Fields, and we wouldn't mind.
Yeah, and I mean, I think I've said that whoever the 49ers take is going to be an MVP in 2025, and Jack probably started throwing hands. But hey, I think Chicago would be better off starting Justin Fields week 1. Patriots, I think Cam is the right answer in 2021. But like Cole said, if Mac starts 2021, it's because he showed something, and that's you're at least moving in the right direction if you're New England. All right, 2 more. Yeah. This is from D_Fleming7. Shout out to, I think his name is Davis. Maybe it's David. I don't know. Davis Mills is like Jarrett Stidham. Gets a lot of attention for maybe starting this year and maybe grooming him for the future if Deshaun is truly gone from there, because obviously Watson would be their future and franchise otherwise. But we'll probably be lucky to even get in unless everyone gets hurt. I actually like Davis Mills. I hate Jarrett Stidham. Sorry, Cole. Jarrett Stidham is the most if you want to lose a football game, play Jarrett Stidham. Like he is the biggest self-destruct button in football. Like if the Rams grabbed Jack out of the stands at SoFi Stadium and plugged him in instead of Aaron Donald, the Rams aren't automatically losing that game. If the Patriots
That's a nightmare scenario.
Well, yes. If the Patriots grabbed Cole and said, "You're going to replace Stephon Gilmore, go cover Stephon Diggs," the Patriots are not instantly losing that game. If the Ravens grab me, throw me under center, and say Lamar Jackson's in the hospital, that is not an automatic losing
Lamar Jackson
scenario.
has to go poop.
Yeah, that's also a difference in position.
That's fair. Jared Stidham is an automatic L.
Okay. I mean,
yeah.
If the Patriots had to play Jarrett Stidham for any time, not even extended time, if they have to play him for 1 snap, the defense has already won. So
what's his last?
I actually like Davis Mills. I think he has some talent. Jarrett Stidham doesn't have talent. I'm sure you watched him at Auburn a little bit, Cole. No. no on Stidham. I have a little bit of stock in Davis Mills. I don't think he's going to do much as a starter, maybe a backup. I have more faith in Kellen Mond in the Kubiak system up in Minnesota, but I don't know. I do like Davis Mills though. All right, last one. This is from God Alex. It's actually a 3-fer. Steve Young is better than Joe Montana.
You okay?
Ooh, I know where he's coming from, and obviously Montana is perceived as the greater one all time, which is fair because he has the 4 Super Bowls and several MVPs. I think Steve Young was the better quarterback. I think Steve Young is a fundamentally more talented player than Joe Montana.
People feel this way about Tom Brady too. Like some people will say people are fundamentally better than Tom Brady, but they call Tom Brady the GOAT because he gets rings.
Yeah, like I don't remember if we've had this conversation on the app, but I think of greatness as the number of accolades you have. So like if you look at Pro Football Reference, how many bars do you have on your name? Are you all pro, Pro Bowler, Super Bowl champion, whatever? Then I think of best being your Madden rating. So if you're a 99 in Madden, that's pretty good. If you're a 97 in Madden, that's pretty good. And then I think of talent as the potential. So like Kyler Murray, loads of potential. Hasn't lived up to it yet, loads of potential. Lamar Jackson, loads of potential. Josh Allen had loads of potential, now fulfilled a lot of that potential. So I'm perfectly okay in saying Patrick Mahomes is the most talented quarterback I've ever seen. Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback I've ever seen. If you're picking one guy to give a 99 overall to, it's Aaron Rodgers. And then Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback I've ever seen, and actually the NFL has ever seen, because the 7 rings, 5 Super Bowl MVPs, 3 MVPs, one of them unanimous, 3 All-Pros, and 14 Pro Bowls. I understand what God Alex is saying. Shout out to Alex. But
what are
I agree.
What are the other two?
Heineke beats out Fitzmagic and starts week 1.
That I'm putting Tabasco. I'm putting it right in the middle. I feel like that's a healthy competition that could go either way.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I don't hate Heineke. He played with a lot of male fortitude against Tampa Bay
He
in
played
the wild card game.
He played his ass off in that wild card game.
Mm-hmm. He was,
so he definitely showed
play on the field.
If he plays like that in training camp later on, there's a shot.
There's a shot.
But Fitzmagic is Fitzmagic. He's the most unpredictable guy I've ever seen. So who the hell knows?
Yeah. Any thoughts on Heineke, Fitzpatrick, their call?
Not really. No.
It happens.
That's about it.
All right, and we got another Ben Simmons one from Alex. Ben Simmons is not a top 10 point guard. At this point, you got to just start listing off names. So let's say guys. So Dame, Steph, Luka. I wish I had an NBA poster in my room. I don't. Crap. Like how many point guards would you take over Simmons? You go probably. So Lakers no, Clippers no, Suns. Yeah, I would take CP3. Kings. I think I would take Simmons over Fox. Warriors. So you take Curry. Jazz. You can argue Conley. I'll say for the sake of this, you can argue Conley. Thunder, you take Shea.
Do you take him over Trae Young?
Ooh, I see what Trae is doing right now. I don't know. There's a lot of bad. It's kind of the lesser of two evils. Ooh, Tixa says Fox over Simmons. Okay, interesting. The Trae thing to me is a little goofy, because he's bad defensively. And while Simmons has his shortcomings offensively, he is the best wing defender in the NBA as far as I'm concerned. Like he's the best. He might be the best defensive player in the NBA. Let's just be real here. So he does bring that. I think you can have the argument with Trae. Westbrook, I would take over Simmons, although Westbrook can't really shoot either.
Did you already say Luka?
Yeah, Luka. Luka's good. Drew Holiday. Holiday is awesome defensively. You can have that argument. Kyrie, that's fair. I don't want to try to list off all 30 point guards right now. I think this is a fair take. I think Simmons can be a top 10 guy. He usually is, but right now he's just not playing well. And right now I can see the argument that he would be out of the top 10.
All right.
With that, my voice is dying.
I think I'm going to ask this question that I found on Instagram really quick because I thought it was cool and I thought I could pose it to you guys.
We'll go to the try box.
Okay. The question, I need to find it really quick. It was from an Instagram account called Heisman's.
Okay. Let's hear it.
Just give me a moment. This is an interesting one.
Okay.
You are offered $1 million to meet one of these players on the goal line. Would you rather be a running back trying to get past Aaron Donald or a defender trying to stop Derrick Henry?
Oh. I don't want to take a defender, and here's why. Because most of the time the defenders, the offensive player is going to have just a line that they want to run, and I know I'm going to get mowed over. But at least if I'm as an offensive player, I may have something I can do to lessen the hit because it's going to hurt either way. It's just a matter of making it hurt less.
You can pick the angle if you're the offensive player a little bit.
Or just try not to hope that Derrick Henry doesn't try to stiff arm you pretty much.
Yeah. If you're Derrick Henry, you can do any angle. If you're moving forward, any angle,
you're literally just drop a shoulder and mow you down, blow your head out.
And then Aaron Donald is Aaron Donald.
Yeah, Aaron Donald trains with knives.
Splash always likes to bring that up, but it's true.
Look, I think in this case, I would rather be the running back. All due respect to with Aaron Donald, but I think, like Cole said, there's more things you can control as the running back.
This is true.
That if you don't want to get killed by Aaron Donald, you can curl up in the fetal position. Derrick
Or
Henry,
you just give him the football. Like that's always an option too.
Here, take
I don't want anything to do with
it,
this.
Mr. Donald.
It's like do you remember the Patriots game when they played the Browns and Baker just pitched it right to a defensive lineman?
Cam Newton did that to Kenny Young. He just threw it right to Kenny Young. Like,
we're over the 1 hour 20 minutes.
Yeah, we're getting over it. What was the one example? Bottom line, I've seen a lot of people on that post like basically comment like, oh, they would just go running back and try to take Aaron Donald to the pylon, like just run to the pylon and try to outrun Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald is the fastest, like 200+ pound guy I've ever seen. He's ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
He is unreal. He is unreal.
You can like go on some Instagram pages and you can see who's actually like walked on a football field before. Anyway,
And on that note,
thank you, Cole. Thank you for joining us. Dope
no
show.
problem. I appreciate it. Thanks for inviting me on. It's been a blast.
Yeah, so I'll see you around there, buddy. Any last words, Jack, before we wrap it up?
Never forget that Aaron Donald trains with knives, people.
Yeah, Aaron Donald trains with knives. With that said, it's time to end the podcast, folks. We'll be back next week, 6:30 Eastern, June 25th. Getting close to the NBA draft lottery, so my heart will be broken.
Trying to get some more of you guys on the show next week too.
Yeah, we'd love it.
Work on
We
that.
had the quad box last week. We got the tri box a little bit this week.
Next week we hope to have the 9 box or something like that. We're going big.
The Nana box. I can call it the Nana box, right? 9.
Yeah,
a Nonagon. Like I believe a Nonagon is 9.
Nonagon is 9. Yeah,
I don't know. Anyway, the Octobox looks a little weird. So like 2 looks good. 3 is 4 is great. 5 is 6 is great. 9 is great.
We want to go as big as we can.
We haven't tried 10. We haven't tried 10. If we can get to 10, my boss promised us we'd get a little bonus. Actually, we were going to announce the jersey winner?
Yeah, we were going to announce the. I don't even know if that's been announced yet, but go check out the uSTADIUM app and find out there.
Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at uSTADIUM. Follow me at Mr. Splashman19. Follow Jack at Jack_Mitchell_01. I think I got that right.
There you did.
You can follow Cole. Just hit me up and I'll send you a socials. And as always, download the uSTADIUM app, smash that like button, baby girl, and subscribe to the channel for more dope content. Raj is coming back tomorrow. We got the Banger 49ers show. Bang, bang, Niner gang. I'm sure Jack hates to hear that. But
that's the worst words ever, aside from Bolt Fam or whatever it is.
Is it Bolt?
I don't care. It's terrible.
Anyways. All right.
That'll
Peace out, folks. We'll see you next week.